So close. It's Godot. It's Godot. Have you been waiting?
Somebody I used to know.
Guys, give it up for yourselves. Way to support dreams. Way to support dreams. We're just going to get the cane of it all out of the way real quick. I'm sure you're wondering. There's two stories that you can choose from as to what the truth is. The first is an over-enthusiastic Easter pole dancing injury. And the second is maybe I'm doing a character study for Quentin Tarantino's new movie about a lady pimp called Small Bills. And again, I remind you, one of those is true. And I'm visiting from LA, so either one. Who knows? Who knows?
I believe it's the first one. It's more empowering.
It is. I have now crossed one more backup career off the list in my 40s. Clap it up if you also suffer from crippling social anxiety. I'm usually not alone at an all-female comedy show. Like, it's one of my defining characteristics. Like, I frequently have those falling in your sleep dreams where you're just like, whoop, and you wake up in a big old pool of sweat. Anybody else? I had a big one recently, and my husband was like, what's that about? And I'm like, you know what? I dreamt I committed a comedy atrocity. And I'm now relegated to doing comedy forever in the basement of a cheesecake factory. And I'm only allowed to do shrimp-based comedy. He's like, you don't look super bummed about that. I'm like, it's really nice to have a guaranteed audience and venue. That doesn't always happen, I'm just mad I didn't put myself in like a Bubba Gump shrimp company. That makes way more sense, right? But I guess you can't control your dreams. You can just fall into the Town Hall Collective, am I right? Woo! I promise the rest of my set will be krill good. Don't get steamed. I'm not trying to butter you up. My jokes are self-appealing. Positively devane. And if you don't like it, you can blow it out your poop chute. Thank you. I usually do a big curtsy there, but it's kind of a problem. Oh man, getting a sprained knee after 40 really sucks. It does not heal fast. It doesn't. Anybody else over 40 here?
Oh yeah.
All right, clap it up. Be proud, be proud. I am over 40 and I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. And mostly I'm not a fan because being 40 in the social media era is like a special kind of hell. Because you have to see all the jackasses you grew up with also turning 40 at the same time. Like, I know 4 separate white women that don't know each other, but are all in South America right now on an ayahuasca journey. Like, why is it super cool and noble for them to culturally appropriate, trip their balls off on psychotropics, and puke out their trauma, and when I try and do it with a bottle of Jameson, I have a problem? I'm at least Irish. I'm doing the work of my motherfucking people. Thank you. Often you think women over 40 don't have active sex slaves. I'm here to dispel that myth. I still get it, guys. At least twice a month from my husband. Not to brag. But there are rules, mostly his. Like, no more am I allowed to do punchlines in the bedroom. Like, no more, thank you for coming! I'm no longer allowed to use his manhood as a microphone. Is this thing on? Hello, my baby. Hello, my good time guy. And then the last one we both agree on, it's no butt stuff unless there's at least a liter of whiskey involved. And then you can plunder that pirate booty. Don't judge us, guys. We grew up in Florida. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. Anybody else grow up super poor? Just me? All right. Like, I'm talking so poor that, like, you go to the Golden Corral on Sunday with extra large Ziploc bags in your purse so you can eat the rest of the week poor. I'm talking like if you remembered an open bar, you didn't do it right poor. I'm talking like I didn't know until well into my 30s you weren't supposed to go to the junior college for hair, medical, and dental. I spent the last 4 decades like crawling my ass out of that just for inflation and knocked me back down again. I don't know what eggs cost in Denver, guys, but in LA they're $12. $12 for a carton of eggs. Yeah, there were plenty of times in my 20s where I had $12 for the fucking week. Like, I know eggs have great protein, but I'm here to tell you, Top Ramen and the 40th Steel Reserve gets the job done just fine. Just fine. I finally got to fix all of that shoddy Florida dental work. Whoop. I'm not used to this thing yet. And I realized that I suffer from something called poor brain. Do you guys know what that is? It's like no matter how well things are going, you never quite trust it. Like, guys, I don't want to brag, but I have a gold tooth now. Yeah. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm walking around with a tiny little parachute in my mouth that nobody knows about. So if shit goes real south again, I just need to find some pliers, rip that motherfucker up, and go to a cash for gold. That, my friends, is what poor brain is. The way I finally fixed the situation, though, is me and my husband went into business together 6 years ago, guys. Anybody want to guess what my day job is?
Oh shit.
Accounting.
Ho shit? Did you say ho shit? I like ho shit. We own a psychology practice, guys. Yeah, that's crazy business. Like, I grew up super romantic, and so I never really saw marriage as a business transaction. It 100% is.
Yeah.
And when you go into business together, you're like really doubling down on that shit. Like, I used to hate the phrase hit it or quit it. Now I kind of get it. Like, if I need to get out of this, do I hire a hitman or get a divorce? Which one's more fiscally viable? I do live in Long Beach, California, so I could probably get a discount on the hitman. Also, being the wife of a psychologist is very different than being a medical doctor's wife. Like, let me be clear. I am not a therapist. I do all of our HR and marketing. That's half the reason I'm here tonight, guys. But like, a medical doctor's wife isn't the one that has to look at a weird mole on an ass at a party, you know? But people are trying to get free therapy out of me all of the time. Like, all of the time. And I'm 100% not qualified to give that to you. Like, I will listen to your childhood trauma. I'll probably make fun of you, because that's a defense mechanism I'm currently working through. And I'll definitely tell everybody, because I'm not good at secrets and I'm not bound by ethics, so. Ironically, my parents are not at all proud that I work in the mental health industry. Like, I grew up performing, and so that's what they see me as. And so anytime people ask them about us, they're like, well, Sarah's husband's a clinical psychologist, and she tells dirty jokes for a living. And I'm like, oh, guys, it's so cool you think I make a living doing this. I feel seen and heard! Anybody like true crime? Yeah, me too. Like, left to my own devices, I would be home right now watching an investigative discovery while listening to a podcast on the same subject to see who fucked up the facts, you know? Like, a couple of months into the pandemic, my husband's like, you know, we're all processing a lot of grief and depression and anxiety right now. Maybe don't listen to horrific rapes and murders all of the time. I'm like, all right, buzzkill. I can pivot. Like, I grew up in theater. I know there's tons of mythology podcasts out there. It's a great time to brush up on the classics. What could go wrong? Oh my God, guys. I am angry all the time. Like, all of the time. He's like, how can you get more mad at mythology than you can at true crime? I'm like, here's the deal. When I'm listening to something about the Golden State Killer, I'm like real happy that motherfucker got caught, right? And I'm trying to figure out why he did what he did and how to protect myself and those that I love. When you're listening to mythology, it's like all the worst parts of humanity. We're talking rape, incest, murder, classism, slavery, and the list go on. And these stories don't really admonish those things. This is kind of what we've based religion and government and society on since the beginning of time. And we wonder why we're in the dumpster fire we're in right now, you know? There is one story, though, that got me through the last few years with grace and ease. Have you guys heard of the Holy Foreskin? Yeah, it's a thing. So some creep thought it was a great idea to steal Jesus' foreskin of his bris and turn it into a holy relic like the Shroud of Turin or the Holy Grail, right? And then in the Middle Ages, like, holy relic fever was sweeping Europe, so every church lied and said they had the holy foreskin. And this fraud got so rampant, there had to be a position created called the foreskin debunker, whose entire job it was to go around calling out fake foreskins. Now guys, I don't love social media. I've already admitted I grew up in Florida. My feed is bananas all of the time. But I like to see myself as the foreskin debunker of my Facebook feed. So like anytime I see something that says Trump won the 2020 election, fake foreskin. Anytime I see something that says, you know, a vaccine's safer than shooting or less safe than shooting botulism in your face, fuckity fake foreskin. Anytime I see something that says, don't say gay souls, fucking anything, motherfucking fake foreskin! It's not a mantle I want to wear forever, but we're sliding into another election season, so it's gonna be a while. Guys, that's my time. Thank you so much. You've been simply the best.